All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit our goal of 8,000 subs. Thank you guys very much. We're going to be giving away a jersey on our live show here soon. But, guys, we're looking at 9K subs now. We're getting to Thanksgiving time. We're getting to Christmas time. We would love to hit 10Ks by December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, so we can give someone $1,000 for the Christmas gifts. That'd be a huge lift off someone's shoulders. So please get us a 10K. We love what we're doing. Thank you guys for the support. 12K subs after the 10K. We're going to send someone to a game. Probably not the Super Bowl. Don't get any ideas, guys. But we're going to do our best to send you guys to two people to a couple games of your choice. That's probably not the Super Bowl. But, guys, thank you again for all the support. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Sunday, November 12th slate of games. Take a look at that leaderboard, Trey. Starts off.
Yeah, finally got a win on the board, and I'm looking to parlay it into today. Yesterday's game, it was Marist plus 2.5 against UMBC. I'm currently watching the game on my phone. I'm the Fighting Marist Red Foxes, and they're up by 10. I got them at plus 2.5. We got some points to play with. 13 minutes left in the game. I love my Marist Red Foxes, and they're fighting hard for me.
Very nice. Seth?
Yeah, and I took the over in the North Dakota State and Creighton game. It came out at 148.5. I saw it at 147.5 yesterday. The game had 149 points. It was sweaty, but it would have beat both of those. So we were that close, but it hit.
Yep, and I've got the Toledo Rockets -5 tonight going up against Louisiana. The game has not started. We're recording extra early tonight, try to get the plays out before Sunday morning, so everybody's got a chance to look at the plays for a little bit more time. But I did have Toledo -5. Hopefully they do hang on against Louisiana. But let's take a look at the plays for tomorrow, Trey. I'll have you start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a small school game here. Give me the Texas A&M Commerce at Purdue Fort Wayne game. And I honestly feel like this is going to be a very fun game to watch. And you'll be able to watch this game on ESPN Plus, which is nice. But Commerce, they come this game with an 0-3 record. But they have played a very grueling schedule so far, maybe the toughest schedule in all of college basketball, because they played Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Kentucky, losing those three games by an average score of 77-51. And Fort Wayne, they come this game undefeated with a 2-0 record. They beat the absolute crap out of Andrews University, 130-34. So winning that game by 96 points, that's just absolutely insane. And they also beat a Big East team in DePaul in their first game of the season by 8 points. So this Fort Wayne team is actually looking very good this season. They can score points with the best of them. And I think they're going to show up in this home game as well. I'm not sure why this spread is so close. Give me Purdue Fort Wayne here at -4.5 in this game. I know that Commerce has not played anybody besides a top 25 basketball school this season, but they have not looked good in any of those three games. And I know a lot of people saying, well, they're hardening up their weapons here by playing those tough teams. Or they play a team like Purdue Fort Wayne, they're going to be a lot better. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's true. And whenever we look at Purdue Fort Wayne, they beat DePaul, which is a Big East team, on the road earlier this season. So they've already been battle tested as well and actually won that game. Didn't get beat by 20-plus points, unlike Commerce. So I think that Purdue Fort Wayne is going to show up in this game. They got three players that average 15-plus points per game this season. So look for Jalen Jackson, who's averaging 17-plus points per game this season, to dominate here in this game. So give me Purdue Fort Wayne at -4.5 against Texas A&M Commerce.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, and I'm going to go to the Weber State versus St. Mary's Gales game, and I'm going to take St. Mary's at -14 here. I was very surprised this came out in the 14 to 15 range, as I was expecting it to be in the mid-20s here. So I like this even more that we're getting it at a discount here, as they've just dominated their competition through their first two games. And they're coming off a dominant win against a New Mexico team that has a very nice roster. In this matchup, they will be going up against Weber State of the Big Sky Conference. And yes, this name does sound familiar, as this is the college Damian Lillard went to. Weber State started the season off on a nice foot, and they were able to put up 96 points in their season opener. And this team has been really good in the Big Sky Conference over the last couple seasons. But this St. Mary's team is extremely good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't knock off Gonzaga for the conference title this season. So I'm going to roll with them in this game, despite the nice performance Weber State put up in their first game. And maybe due to the scoring output that Weber State put up in their first game, maybe that's why we're getting such a good line here. But again, Weber State is going to be going up against much stiffer competition in this game, and Weber State is still a small-time school, and I do think St. Mary's can win 20-plus points in this one. So I'm going to take the Gales here at home to win by at least 15 points.
Yeah, so I like that one as well. For my play today, I'm going to look at the San Francisco Dons going on the road against Boise State. I'm going to take the Dons against the spread. I think it's +4.5 going up against Boise State. This was one of my favorite teams last season in the WCC as they played against St. Mary's a couple times and Gonzaga last year as well. They always found a way to hang in with those teams, scoring a bunch of points. And this season, it looks like it's going to be no different as they're scoring a bunch of points per game already. They put up 85 points in their last game, and they have a bunch of players who are getting plenty of minutes. I know it's early in the season, but this season, there are 11 players on the current roster who have double-digit minutes per game. They've played in 2 games, and only one player has over 20 minutes played. That tells me they are staying fresh, and they believe in the confidence in their bench. They also have 7 players averaging over 9 points per game over the first 2 games, and as a team, they're averaging 28 assists per game. The team looks like they can be the real deal on the offensive side of the ball this season. On the other side, Boise State has a deep team as well, but the scoring is more one-sided, only 4 players in double digits points per game this season. Their best player is senior guard Chibuzo Agbo, who I will be talking about in a little bit, but he is a difference maker for the team. I know that Boise State has the big brand name team, but I think San Francisco goes on the road here and makes it interesting. So I'm going to take them to cover the spread against Boise State as my play. Guys, get to the player props. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, at the moment I'm 0 for 0, but I did give out Melvi Leon's over his 20.5 PRAs versus Utah State. I have no idea why it's so low because he has a real good chance of covering just that points alone, and he's a guy that can get double-digit rebounds as well. So I think he's going to smash it, but I'm going to sit back and watch Bradley just destroy Utah State.
Seth?
Yeah, and I took Creighton sharpshooter Baylor Shireman to go over points. This came out at 14.5 this morning. He got us 17 points, so we did hit the over on that one.
Yep, and my guy was Dante Max Jr. to go over his points. We are recording at 4 o'clock. Game starts at 6 o'clock. His player points are still not out. So I might not have a play, but hopefully it does come out. I'm thinking probably 13.5, 14.5 points. But as of right now, no play for me, but hopefully it comes out a little bit later. Let's take a look at the plays for tomorrow. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to start us off here with Eric Gaines to go over his points versus Maryland. I love watching this kid play basketball. Gaines, he is a tremendous player with a tremendous amount of bounce, and he simply is just a baller because Gaines, he knows how to put the ball into the hoop. And Eric, he did transfer to UAB last season from LSU, and ever since that moment, he has just been that guy on that offense because this season through 2 games, he's averaging 17 points per game, and it honestly should be higher because he has not been very efficient in those points because he is scoring 17 points per game while only shooting 37% from the field and 28% from three-pointers. I expect him to be a lot more efficient in this game versus Maryland, and I think he has a great chance to eclipse 20-plus points here in this Big Ten matchup versus Maryland. Eric Gaines, he's a guy, he's a dude. He's basically the only guy on this UAB roster who knows how to put the ball in the bucket. So that's where I'm going to be going. Give me Eric Gaines to go over his points versus Maryland.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, guys, and I'm going to piggyback off my game pick and a prop I took earlier this week, and I know I might sound like a broken record taking the same plays, but guys, there's familiarity here. We're early in the season. We have some still games, big time or teams against smaller opponents. So I don't want to really go away from what I know best, and that is Aidan Mahaney. I'm going to go with Aidan Mahaney over points here. Mahaney is one of the best pure scorers in this conference, and I will even throw out here that he might be one of the smoothest scorers in all of college basketball. Mahaney has already taken a big step in his sophomore season after a very good freshman season, as he was able to go for 20-plus points in the first half of their game against New Mexico earlier this week. Mahaney should be able to cook this Weber State defense as he is one of the most potent scorers on the floor in this game. So I'm going to take him to go over his points here again in this game. It was set at 15.5 last game. I bet they're going to jump this a little bit in this game. So I'll play it up to 20.5. I'll let him challenge me, but I'm still going to take it because Mahaney's going to be the best scorer on that game, on that floor.
Yeah, I like that one as well. He scored 20-plus in the first half, so that's a great play there. For my player prop today, I'm going to take Chibuzo Agbo to go over his total points against San Francisco. I didn't mention that San Francisco can score a bunch of points per game, but they can also allow a bunch of points per game. This is a one-minded team as they are run and gun, much like Toledo is, but they lack defensive talent. Boise State has their leader back in Agbo, and he's one of the best scoring guards in the country, averaging 19 points per game to go along with 7 rebounds. I don't even know if you can call him a guard because he's standing at 6'8", so he does bang with the bigs when he has to. But last season, he only averaged 11.5 points per game. So this season, it looks like he is the guy to make the big step forward for the team and be the leader. I'm going to take him over his points going up against the Dons, who love to score but don't love to play defense. So I'm going to take his over points as my play. Guys, take a look at the graphics. Seth, start us off.
Yeah, and I have St. Mary's at home. Spread came out at -14. I like it. Like I said, I thought this was going to be at least be in the 20s, but Weber State putting up quite a few points in their first game may have helped us here, and I do like St. Mary's at home. And then I'm going to take St. Mary's guard Aidan Mahaney, one of the best pure scorers in that conference, to go over his points in that game against Weber State.
Trey?
Yeah, I gave out Purdue Fort Wayne -4.5 against Texas A&M Commerce. Fort Wayne, they'd have just looked like a lot better team than Commerce has this season, and they're at home, so I love that we can get them at -4.5. Also took Eric Gaines over his points, UAB guard versus Maryland. Gaines, he's been averaging 17 points all season and not looked very efficient, so I think he's going to turn it up and get to 20+ in this game.
Yep, and I'm going with the Dons +4.5 on the road against Boise State. And then Chibuzo Agbo over his points. Hopefully I am saying that right. No offense to anybody out there. All right, guys, it's going to do it for our NCAA basketball plays and props for Sunday, November 12th slate of games. If you guys enjoy the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's two options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month. A little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,